Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cheryl Algie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria. And you don't normally see my face, but seeing I've got a couple of new people following me, I thought I'd just pop on and say a little bit of why do I do my lives? Well, and you usually just see my hands. You don't usually see my face. So for me, it's all about the craft. I don't try and promote products and tell you all the specials while I'm doing my lives, and I don't make you watch my colour in because I figure that's boring. It's boring for me to watch, so I figure it's boring for everyone else to watch. Who wants to sit there and watch someone colour something in? Not me. Or die cut, or you get the drift. I like to streamline it and have everything pretty much done, but show you how to do it and show you some tips along the way. Who was that saying hello to me? Rhonda. Hello, Rhonda. How are you? I'll just have to remember how to flip the camera back. I've got to flip 2 buttons back because I normally don't. I was upside down, so I've got to figure out how to do that before I put it down to my desk. So yeah, and the idea of why I started to do videos was because I couldn't possibly show. During my class, I couldn't possibly show people everything about every product, and when I do a video, I can actually show you more products in a bit more detail, just so that you know how I use them, how they're supposed to be used, and just gives you a bit more of an idea on the products and just a few more tips. And yeah, so when I've finished my video, I download it and then I put it over to iMovie. I edit out all the bits where I've had to go and grab something extra, or I've had to die cut, or you get the drift. Cut out the bits that you don't need to see. And when I'm back on my desk, so that's what I do. So when you watch it over on YouTube, it's it's usually a lot shorter than when you're watching it on Facebook on replay. So that's a good tip for you. And almost always the measurements and everything will be on my blog. I don't put obvious measurements because I figure anyone that follows me, you know the basics and you don't need to go through all that stuff again, I don't believe. The only times I don't put my measurements or how I've actually created a card is when I've purchased a tutorial and the person I've purchased it off has given specific instructions for me not to share their version of that card or their measurements, etc. So I do have a little bit of a funny story for you. Some time ago, don't look at my mess behind me. My craft room needs a real overhaul. It's a mess. I will admit it's a mess, and I'm a messy crafter, and I've had, a couple of classes back to back, and I've been designing cards for my next Christmas class as well. So, funny story, Rhonda, my friend Rhonda, you were here one day, do you remember? And you were colouring. Rhonda's an excellent colour innerer, however you say that. I am not. I just get it done, and it's done. But Rhonda likes to use all different colours. She just colours in beautifully, and she was colouring with her watercolour pencils. And I said, I'm going to have a go at that. So I came in. We craft out on my dining room table because I don't have another desk for anyone to use in here. It's just for me. This is just my room. So I came in here to grab my pencils. Now, I had forgotten that I'd recently moved them. Well, do you think I could find them anywhere? And do you know where they were? It was a couple of weeks later. I rang Rhonda and I said, I found my pencils. I'd done away with the container. It was a wood, one of the containers that we had for wood blocks when we had the wood block stamps. And I'd put them in here. And they were already on my desk. I've got my rulers pushed in there so I know where they are. So right in front of my face, they're not now, they're over to the side. And I had forgotten where they were, so I was so happy to find them. So that might just give you a little bit of a chuckle. Now, I'm going to pop you down to the desk. Okay, so winter owls. Now I'm going to be using, I'm going to be showing you another little tip this morning, this afternoon, that I discovered this morning, or I didn't discover it, I've done it heaps of times, but just thought I'd show you what I did here. Stamping this with my early espresso onto some basic white, just normal cardstock. It's not thick or anything. I know I'm probably not going to have quite enough room. You can see where I've done another one, which I've already coloured and cut that out. So let me just grab this scrap. Oh, I might use that again. I haven't cleaned that properly just yet. Might use it for the inside. So we don't have any early espresso blends, and this is, I should have showed you the stamp set that I'm using. This just arrived on Monday actually, and it's got dies with it as well. So it's in the mini catalogue. So I'm actually doing a bit of a case of the card on page, let me see, 26 in the mini catalogue, this one here. I'll show you that. Can everyone see clearly? I don't know if there's anyone except Rhonda here. Oh, hi Margaret, how are you? Hi Anne. So I'm casing this card here. I think I probably need to move my camera over a little bit. I always have trouble getting it in just the right spot so you can see. Yeah, that's better, I think. So just grab my ink back again. So I think we've all got a wink of Stella, haven't we? Is that so? I mean, you could colour this with any of the browns with your blends, but I just thought I haven't probably showed you this little tip that I sometimes use if I want to add a bit of sparkle and I don't want to use my blends, or I don't have blends in the colour that I'm using. So just, you can probably do, you could do a little bit like this with your, just with your blender pen, not the Stampin' Blends, the blender pen, you know, the one that you use to push the ink. I have one here. I don't want to let that dry out, so to try and remember to grab that and show you in a sec. So you just, I'm just sort of pushing the colour there, but if you want to add a little bit deeper colour, you can pick up some ink and just add it like that. I said I wasn't going to make you sit and watch while I coloured, didn't I? And look what I'm doing. I'll just do these dark bits. If you want to do them first, and then you kind of want to blend the rest. This only takes a few seconds. It's not like when you're doing it with the blends, it takes a bit longer. So just, I went out the lines there because I'm just rushing. I'm probably not going to use this one, it's just my demo one, because I've already done one using this technique and I have cut it out. Just quickly show you that. And then I just went with the lighter, a lighter bit of the colour. I'm not being as careful as I did before. I'm trying to be quick. These owls are just gorgeous. We're doing a class at the end of the month with Pam and Alyssa with the owls and the Christmas classics. So I decided I'd get mine earlier, my stamp and my dies, so I could get more use out of them. Because did you realise that the mini catalogue this year it finishes in December, not January, so a shorter time frame, and we wouldn't get our sets until just before the class. So, well, if I grab them now, I'll be able to get more use out of them. So just keep going like that till you're happy with that. I'll just hold that up to the camera. And he's beautiful. And then to clean your brush, you just wipe him on the cardstock that you've just used, and he's good to go again. Just grab the baby wipe, and I saw a tip the other day someone shared. I have not tried it yet. Got any rubber bands in here, or I'll do it now. They said to, you know how when you pull your baby wipes out, sorry, I'm going to sneeze, I think. Or am I not? When you pull your baby wipes out, you usually get tons of them. They said to put a rubber band around one end, and then that doesn't happen. I haven't tried it yet, so I can't tell you whether it works or not. So just clean your block off, and that's done. And I also decided I wanted to use another set that I haven't, well, I'm telling a lie, I did use it for one of the cards I designed for the Christmas class. We're using, well, they don't have to use this, but they've got the option of using this. It's called Fragrant Forest. So I've already stamped my other one and cut it down as well. But I'll just show you what I did. I wanted two tones, so I used Old Olive ink to start with. Just making sure that I got it down the bottom of this tree here. Not really necessary to see whether I got it at the tops, because I'm going to use my garden green, and don't worry about putting your garden green on top of your Old Olive, because the garden green's darker, so it's not going to, the Old Olive isn't going to contaminate your ink pad, okay? So, and a little bit of the two colours won't matter, it'll just all tone in, as you will see. So then I've got it on a big block. If you've got a Stamparatus, you could use that. Where's my piece? Here. But because our Stamparatus isn't current, I thought I'd show you how I did it. I've seen lots of other people use a piece of paper on top, but because I've got two of these large blocks, this is what I do. Just use one block and put the other one on top. And you probably noticed that I didn't put the sticker on my stamp. I decided I had trouble with some background stamp that I'd put the stickers on, and I'd put them on, well, they were on properly, but they had like a bubble in them, and then they wouldn't stamp properly. So from then on in, I decided that I wasn't going to do that. I'll grab my baby wipe out of there and I'll show you what I've stamped in a sec. Just get most of this green off here. I'll clean it properly in a sec. And that's what you get. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Just beautiful. And you can see two tones of green there. I could have probably gone over, but I'm not that fussy. I'm pretty fussy, but I'm not that fussy. It just looks like the trees have gone a bit, like they've aged a bit, and maybe the tops are dying off a little bit. To me, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to put it on a garden green card base, but I'll show you what I mean in a sec when I cut this 14-3. I had to cut the art piece, as we call it, down to 13.8 by 9.5 because of the stamp, and I think everything seems to be made for US measurements, which is a tad annoying for us. But anyway, it lifts it a bit, I think, the white background. See what you think, but I think if I had to put that straight on there, I think the white behind it looks nicer. I'll just put that, hopefully I've cut it the right size. Just put that there. And just put that, yeah, that's right. That's right. And now for our owl. This is the one I cut out before. It's got dies with it. You can see I didn't do a real good job of that, but I'm going to go with that. So I thought, casing that card in the catalogue, I thought I would, now I want you to tell me, I thought I would just do, I don't want to put, I don't want to use the owl for Christmas. So to me, it's not a Christmas card. I want to use it for a happy birthday. So I've taken this one from Beautiful Balloons, this stamp, and I'm going to put it there. Now, my question to you is, what colour ink should I use? I'll just grab my mat if I can find it. I'm going to try and do this without my mat underneath because I can't find it. What colour should we do? What have I done there? Margie Brace. Hi Margie. The same colour brown perhaps? Yeah, I was thinking brown or garden green, but yeah, I'm going to go the brown. Stamp isn't on there properly, so I need to do that to get it on there properly. Then I'm going to, hopefully that's going to be okay. Yep, that's good. I'm not going to put the bow like they've got it underneath because I don't really like that. I think it's not necessary, so I'm not going to do that. It's good to have choices, isn't it? Put this on. Make sure it's up the right way. Where's it open? There. I'm not even going to put any string around because I'm thinking this is a mail card. I don't usually go over the top for mail cards. And I'm thinking I might just do this flat as well because I'm going to pop our beautiful owl up. Just make sure that's kind of straight. I could have done this in vellum, but then my words, it might have been a bit of a problem with my words, mightn't it? Now here's a couple of dimensionals that I pulled the backs off, and then I decided I didn't need those, I didn't want them where they were, so got those. Oh, and I'm going to sneeze. Keep finding it. Must be it's the season for hay fever, isn't it? I'm just going to do 3. Excuse me. Goodness. Sneezing, phone calls, you get everything when I'm live, don't you? So now we probably want something brownish for our here's a copper brushed metallic. I'm just going to see. Oh, goodness. Doesn't want to come off. See what that looks like. Yeah, I don't mind that. I've got a little one. And we'll put the other big one there. So I'm sorry that that was a bit rushed towards the end, but girls got to do what a girl's got to do. So that's your card for today. So thank you for joining me, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.